going on, everybody? Today we're going to be talking about Bad Grandpa, the Jackass spinoff about an 86-year-old man who takes a trip from Nebraska to North Carolina to take his 8-year-old grandson Billy back to his real father. One thing that I really like about this film is that they took it into the whole hidden camera show and made it a feature-length film. I didn't know how that was going to turn out. I remember watching this film back in 2013, but I have no recollection, and when I went back to watch the Jackass films for the first time ever, I didn't know that this was a character that Johnny Knoxville created for the Jackass stunts. And so going into this film and rewatching it and trying to get re-familiarized with everything, I didn't know how they were going to be able to make it fresh, and they made it as fresh as they possibly could. There's something about hidden camera shows that I really like and really enjoy. I think it's just the shock and surprise on everybody's face that they don't know what's going to happen, and we as the audience don't know what's going to happen, and it's really great seeing everybody react with you along the way. And I thought this was a really fun and fresh new take in this Jackass world, which made me wish that they did more Jackass spin-offs. I understand why they couldn't, but I thought what they did with this character, I thought it was really fun. It was really fresh. It was a tight 90 minutes. It didn't stop. There were some parts in the film that didn't work for me as much as a lot of things. I think one thing that everybody would really love is that last pageant. I think that's probably the hardest laugh that I've had. That's probably the most memorable part about this film. It is your typical paint by numbers kind of sketch film, but they made it really fresh because there has been since this film, there have been films that have tried to do the whole hidden camera show, but add a story to it. I thought Jackson Nichols as the little kid Billy was really fun and knew when to hit all the comedic bits, and he did a really good job as a child star. And I thought the way that they shined in ways that most people don't. They actually incorporated the story within the whole comedy sketch, within the whole hidden camera shows, because even though I love the Impractical Jokers when they're pranking everybody, when they did their film, the story didn't flow very well with what they were doing, whereas Bad Grandpa took the other direction and made it flow simultaneously, and it made a really fun and surprisingly heartwarming film. Even though it is just a story for the sake of story, I thought this was a fun and great little spin-off that they actually did, and it kind of made me wish we could have had a Bad Grandpa 2, because I thought they could do a lot more, but I'm not sure how it did at the box office. But overall, this was a fun, tight little film that really surprised me going back and rewatching it for the first time, even though from like my first time watching it back in 2013, a lot of the film has been lost out of my memory. But now rewatching it for the first time in forever, it was a really fun time. It was really great, and I thought Johnny Knoxville did what he did the very best that he possibly could. Overall, I'm going to go ahead and give Bad Grandpa a 7 out of 10. There weren't a lot of moments that made me bust out laughing, except for that pageant thing towards the end of the film and things that happened in the end credits, but I thought this was a really fun, tight, good story that was interwoven with the whole hidden camera show, and I wish a lot of more people would be able to do that instead of just focus on the whole hidden camera show. Because even the film that came out last year, Bad Trip, with Eric Andre and Tiffany Haddish and Little Rel Howery, they did the whole hidden camera show, but they interweaved it with a really good and decent story that we were able to follow with. So what are your thoughts on Bad Grandpa? Do you wish they did more spin-offs, or did you wish that they did another Bad Grandpa 2? Go ahead and let me know down in the comments what you think of Bad Grandpa. And I have my review up for Jackass, Jackass 2, and Jackass 3. I'm going to be having my review up for Jackass Forever shortly, And following that up, I'm going to have my review for Moonfall. And hopefully I'll be able to get my top 10 best stunts out of the Jackass films tomorrow. So look forward to that. And until next time, this is Josie Reviews.